Hey everybody, I'm Mark Walters with BigFanboy.com. We're here at South by Southwest 2013. I am sitting next to the very lovely Sharni Vinson from Youre Next.
Hi. Thank you.
Did you get any bumps and bruises doing this thing?
Oh,
I would imagine
yeah.
I would imagine you got pretty banged up.
Oh yeah, there was a few. I mean, you only see it very, very quickly in the film, but in the beginning, at the dinner table scene when all the hits the fan, I crawl under that table. And I really only had to crawl from one end of the table to the other. But there was so much chaos going on because we had 10 cast members in that scene. So Amy, I went under the table and I went to start crawling. And as soon as I got under, she had gone under before me and she was going to go under the other side. And she's in stilettos like this.
Right, yeah.
If you remember in that movie, like she takes them off to run out the door, and massive heels, straight in the eye.
Oh my
Like
God.
the stiletto just went kunk, and then we had to stop shooting because from that point I had a cut down here and a big swollen eye. So we only could do wide shots for the rest of that afternoon and the next day because I had like a big bruise on the eye, which may have worked, but it wasn't continuity at that point.
Yeah.
And then I had bruises all over my knees from just sort of crawling, jumping off ladders and rolling around the grass and, doing like dives through the threshold. And I throw myself into these things like full out. And, I really injured my elbow at one point when I dived and I just cracked it and landed straight on it. It was like out here. But I don't care. Like, these are the things that excite me.
You wanted to do stunts.
I break something in every movie I've ever shot, but this one I didn't. I just bruised everything.
Yeah.
So I was excited that I didn't actually break anything, but that to me is an accomplishment because I've gone there. You know?
How do you feel
Believable.
how do you feel about horror movies in general? Like, what is your perception of, like, especially modern day? It seems like we've kind of fallen into that formulaic horror film, which is one of the reasons I love this so much because it's going against the formula.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true? Do you think like
I really do.
Kind of just getting jaded with horror movies nowadays?
I think it's becoming more and more of a difficult task to put a unique spin on anything, and I grew up watching horror movies. Like I was one of those kids that was able to watch Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street at the age of 7.
Yeah.
You know, and I was never nightmares as a kid. I loved watching horror movies, Jaws, Pet Sematary, like Scream. We're just going back, and I grew up on all of these films, and they're brilliant movies. And then I know what you're saying. Like I feel like part of that has been lost of recent times, and it is really, really refreshing to see a film like Youre Next come out and just push those boundaries and, like you said, be what is a somewhat done concept, but then taken out of the box and just put a fresh spin on it, and you kind of walk out going, well, I haven't seen anything like that before. That was really cool.
Yeah. Well, and that audience reaction last night, I mean, that
the
right
reaction's
there.
Just the best. I mean, there's nothing like watching your movie with the fans, and they just get it. Last night was they just got it. They laugh, they scream, you hear the comments that get yelled out, and I love feeling like a part of it and feeling that they're appreciating everything that we were trying to put forth and that they're getting it. And that's the most rewarding thing in the world. And they really cheer for Erin, and they really get behind her and they want to see her win, and it's such a nice feeling. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. Now there is, I guess, a hint of ambiguity there at the end as to where this could possibly go other places. And would this be a character that you could imagine maybe returning to and doing some more stuff with?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like Erin, as I said, this was actually the funnest movie I've ever shot. And it was just bizarre because it was all night shoots and, we were total vampires and we were like jet lagged for a month basically after it because of the schedule. I would go back and do everything exactly the same way again tomorrow, the day after. I would totally reprise Erin every day of my life if I could because I just have that much fun being her and working with this team. You know, Simon and Adam are a dream, and so are our producers Keith and Jess. And it's just like, if I could keep this family together going for a long time, I would. So.
What is the best thing about Adam as a director? Like, that sets him apart from the other directors you've worked with?
He's in it. Like, he's actually in it. Like, the camera is on his shoulder all the time. He's always moving around. He's in the action. He'll just tell you to get out of his way, or if you hit him, just keep playing the scene, because he's just going to be in there and moving around, and you never ever know what he's getting. You never know. Like a typical studio movie, they'll shoot a wide shot, then they'll shoot a mid shot, two shot, close up. You know exactly what's going on. You kind of know how it's going to be edited. There's very much a formula. With Adam, no formula. It's just, he's in there. You have no idea what he's getting. So when I saw the movie for the first time, it really was almost like an experience, like a real audience member. Like, I know I'm in it, but it didn't feel like I was watching something that I knew what I was about to see. Right. All the shots were surprises, and Adam works with improvisation a lot, which gives you a very fresh spin every time you do it. He's not opposed to just you getting in there and kind of having a say, and everyone has an input, and very much a team environment. And I mean, he's a genius. Yeah.
I think we're just about done. I did want to ask you, you know, this whole thing has, I'm sure, been a really fun experience, like coming here and taking the movie to a place like this and being able to show it to that crowd and everything. What's next for you at this point? What are you working on right now?
I just shot a film in Australia. It's a horror thriller called Patrick. It's a remake of a 1978 Patrick that was done, and cult classic, and it was really cool. I was able to work with some amazing actors, Rachel Griffiths, Charles Dance.
He's amazing.
He's just amazing, and you know, I learnt so much from working with those people, and I feel like that could be, you know, a very, very, very cool film as well, and that will come out this year too. And then high hopes for Youre Next, you know, very high hopes.
What would that be called? Youre Next again? Well, I mean, I was thinking about that. I was like, what would the sequel be? Youre Next or something? But yeah, are you ready to be a horror icon?
Am I ready?
Yeah.
I've been ready for 2 years, because this movie was shot 2 years ago, and let me tell you, I love the horror fans because they are diehard.
They're so passionate.
And they're so passionate, and they get it, and they know what they want. And when they see something they like, they grab it.
Yeah. Sharni Vinson, the movie is Youre Next. It is so much fun. Check it out. We'll have more information at bigfanboy.com, and look underneath this video for more information on Youre Next. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Fun, yeah.
So fun. Cheers.